Hey guys, and welcome back to the Hobby Dude 007 channel. Just got finished reading cover to cover through our latest issue of Auto Modeler magazine. This is the August-September 2025 issue, and it's issue number 7, which is the first issue of the second year of Auto Modeler magazine, and I am thrilled with this magazine. I really am. There's a few things that I want to share with you from in here. I'm not going to go page by page. Our friend Tim over at Throttle Power did a page by page all the way through. But there's a few things in here that I want to give a shout out to, as well as do some reflections on the articles. Absolutely great stuff. So let's get into it. As I was saying, guys, our buddy Tim at Throttle Power did an absolutely awesome job, page by page, all the way through. If you are not subscribed to Auto Modeler Magazine, head over to automodelermagazine.com and sign up. It's well worth it, guys. But as I was saying, there's a few things in here that I want to share with you today that I got out of this one, and I tell you, this is just a great magazine. First up, got your table of contents, of course, but up front, Scott always writes from the small desk here, 1 year done, take a breath. They've got 1 year behind them now. So now what? And there's some great ideas in here. The first thing he says is, so what stories are we going to tell this year? What number of model contests and shows? You know, these things just keep cropping up, but gives you a little preview. He talks a little bit about the International Model Car Builders Museum, and you know, that's being moved from Salt Lake to Nebraska. So look forward to finding out more about that. And if you want any information on the International Model Car Builders Museum, head over to Model Car Muse, Doug White's channel. Get over there and check that out. He's got about a five video stream on those right now. Really great information about the history of our hobby, as well as the stuff that's in the museum. It's absolutely some awesome stuff. Also, he's got a few things that are worth thinking about too here, like Hot Rod magazine every year. Well, I don't know if they do it every year, but this year's top 10 cars that they've covered, and he's talking about doing something a little bit like that, so worth taking a look at. And another thing I wanted to mention is remembering Bill Coulter. And Bill, I did a video on, and I know several other content creators did as well, of what an awesome guy and how we will really truly miss him. A great guy, a great character, just a great lover of our hobby, NASCAR, and just modeling. But awesome stuff. Something else I wanted to share with you was, you know, when Scale Motorsports left us, I stocked up on carbon fiber and a few things. But hey, check it out, guys. Under new stuff, Scale Motorsports is back. They were acquired by a new person or persons, and they already have some new stuff out. So head over, check out their website, and some new upholstery and things like that for cars. So good stuff. I was tickled to death, and I wanted to kind of give a shout for that. This is what I wanted to focus on for a minute. Talking files. What you need to know when buying 3D model car files. Well, when 3D came out, I had never even heard of 3D printed parts until I was at an IPMS regional in 2006 in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And the guys had a great vendor section, and these guys were there. I still have the brochure. I've stuck it in one of the files in my desk. But this is from, as you see there, 2006. And this was by printapart.com. Now, in 2006, when this was new, and this was on display, by the way, they had 25th and 43rd scale engines. But their point there is 125th scale, you won't find detail like this in any off-the-shelf kit. And you see the kit engine, and check that out. Guys, I picked up this one and the 43rd scale, the water jackets, the oil ports, everything on this thing was spot on. And it didn't have all the little lines and all that stuff in it, even back then. And this was in '06. And of course, today we have, and this was a company that did it. And they weren't cheap, guys. I can tell you that now. It was not cheap to have it done. Today, we can have printers in our own home. We can purchase the files, which is kind of what our article is about here, is how to purchase the files, recognizing the quality. And of course, the machines have gone crazy as well, because the quality of the machines went from that filament type. When they first came out, my son-in-law had one of those, and he could produce some pretty good stuff, but it required some sanding and filling here to get rid of those lines. Today, with a resin, you can get some absolutely awesome stuff. But this article goes into from designing yourself, printing, and then building. And I have built several 3D engines, and I tell you, I love them because there's so much available that is not available outside of 3D. This article goes into, so what is an STL file really? You know, get into these things. Guys, if you have the knowledge of the stuff, you can go a long way. And that's what the magazine is helping you do, is expand your knowledge on 3D if you're going to get a printer or you have a printer. What to look for, how to purchase files, what to look for in that, and then how to look for the red flags, as you see here. Little things that are red flags. When you see something then the picture looks like, wow, it's awesome, and you get the file or you get the part and it's a piece of junk, well, one of the first ways you're going to know that is if you get this incredible part for $2. That should be a red flag if it's like a body or something like, I mean, I'm exaggerating that a little bit, but you know, there's red flags, as you see here. Need to be read up on this article to catch up on your knowledge on that stuff too. Something else I want to share with you is I got to give a shout out to my buddy Fred Henry. Fred and I have known each other for a few years now. He's another content creator. West Georgia Rods and Customs. Head over and check him out. Check out this 32 chopped. This is absolutely awesome. And that engine is from our friend Matthew over at mcvproducts.net. But absolutely a beautiful piece of work. Great feature article. Fred did a great job on this thing. All the way through. Just awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Fred, great job. And guys, this gets into every aspect of altering the chassis, the suspension, the body, the colors. There's your base coat and then your candy coat over it. It's really good stuff. So be sure you check out each of the articles. This one meant a lot to me because, you know, I just did that 32nd scale, end of last year, the 32nd scale Earnhardt car. And earlier in the year, I did the 32nd scale Pro Street Nova. And small scale is intriguing to me. And it is also a challenge. I just like the challenge of trying to do something as detailed as I can get it in a smaller scale. And this is 43rd scale. This is actually a pretty good looking kit. I've never had this kit, but I'm thinking about trying to get one of these. You know me and Corvettes. But I wanted to share with you this too. You can do so much with. Now this is 32nd scale. This is the second one. You know, I display an engine beside mine sometime that is in my 32nd scale Pro Street Nova. But as you can see, there is a lot you can do with these things. And this one was special printed for me by Miguel at Hobbyworks. And this is a 632, a big block. And I just thought that was a cool little thing to be able to do a little extra detail like that on a small scale. And everything about it is great. The engine, check out those pulleys. I mean, everything about this thing was just really, really cool. And the Lenco transmission. Love it, love it. Anyway, small scale, hey, challenge yourself. See what you can do. You might be surprised. And guys, it's a lot of fun, no matter if it's big scale, small scale, just what our regular 24, 25th. Hey, doesn't matter. Just have fun. Great article on this car too, as far as detailing the small scale stuff. Really, really good stuff. And you know, I've never been real big on yellow Corvettes, but I really like that. This one I've got to take a second and give shout out to our buddy Tim Boyd. Not only a great historian of our hobby, but also just a great hobby journalist as well. But great articles. You guys have heard me say before that I love NHRA, IHRA. My favorite division, nothing wrong with Top Fuel because I love it, but my favorite division out of all of them is Protock. And this is my era for Protock. I love it. And this one is as he says here, sorry guys, I'm getting excited apparently, decades later across the finish line. You know, I take out some of my old, and I mean really old bills every now and then, and I just have to smile because of the memories that they bring back too. But what an awesome job this is. Great article, Tim. He goes into the dual plug distributors, which were big in that era too. Awesome stuff. And another one of my favorite articles is Unstalled. You know, I think every one of us have a project, or 10 in my case, that we stall out on. We get going on them, and then they get stalled, and we go to another project. While it could be something as simple as we're waiting on some parts or whatever to come in, and we get on something else, and then we don't get back to that one as quick as we want to. But I have, like I said, more than a few stalled projects. The Corvette that I finished not a while back, the white Corvette, same thing there. That one was stalled for about 12 years. But just great inspiration to get back on some of those other kits. But just excellent stuff. This, I wasn't going to touch on. Tim talked about this and how it was just great. But you know what? I have to admit, this is not my genre. That's just not my thing. But when you add a little bit of Gundam look to it, tracks, that kind of stuff, I got to tell you guys, John did a great job with this. That is just absolutely cool. It really is. And in our contest coverage, NNL East, this year was the first NNL East I had ever been to, if you can believe that. A lot of people just still, oh, you've been here before. No, actually I haven't. But it was absolutely great. Just had a great time of fellowship. Met so many people that I had not met that are subscribers and other content creators, that some of which I've talked to, but I've just never actually met them in person. And that was just a real pleasure too, to meet friends that you've made online in person. But great coverage here, and gotta love the Minion Mobile there, huh? But just absolutely awesome stuff here. And another thing I want to get over here to real quick is this is another section of the magazine that I love, the scrapbook. At the host hotel the night before the show there at NNL East in New Jersey, we had a get-together in one of the hotel restaurant there, and we just had an absolutely great time of fellowship and food together. The next morning we were out, wrapped around the building. But let me tell you something. That looks like that's just an incredible line to get into the building, but it moves really fast. When you got inside, you had 2 great rooms of vendors, and then of course you had the models. And this particular section of NASCARs here is by my buddy Billy Kingsley, and what an incredible file of cars. But what a great NASCAR and model car lover that Billy is, and he's a big supporter of well, not just NASCAR modeling, but modeling in general. And just he's a fun guy too. And this is one I got to take a few minutes on. This one is the NNL Hollister from Hollister, California. And our buddy Paul, the creator of Model Cars and Coffee, that lives there in California, proud papa too, by the way, and I'll show you why. His daughter Bella not only made the magazine with one, but two cars, and her 49 Merc is actually on the cover. So kudos to Bella. Go, girl. What a great job. And it gets better, guys. Julian Maddox, Paul's son, check that out. His 65 El Camino made it. Is that not awesome? Guys, absolutely great job. 2, 3 thumbs ups. So there you go. Awesome job. Very proud of you. And guys, remember, these are junior modelers this is the future of our hobby. So let's keep encouraging them and getting those young folks involved too. Another section of scrapbook there. And you see not just the models, but the modelers. And this one was in conjunction with a real car show outside. And I like that. The only one that I can remember in the last few years that was a model show and a real car show was the MDA show in Roanoke, Virginia every year. And if you have not been to that one, you need to put that one on your calendar too, because it's just a great show. Lots of fun. And then the 17th Annual Mid-America Nationals. Another thing is awesome builds here. Check that out. Just absolutely beautiful. Y'all know I love a 40 Ford, 39 and 40 Fords. That's what my dad and my uncles had and raced way back when I was a kid too. And you know, another thing is take a minute and read the articles along with the builds. I find that every now and then they'll have something in here that they did that you go back and look at the picture again and go, how cool is that? That's something I've never thought about doing on my model. First time I ever even heard of photo etch windshield wipers was doing one of those, and I went back and looked, and then I started looking to purchase photo etch windshield wipers. And kudos to Angelo, 8-year-old. Great job, buddy. Did an absolutely awesome Ford Raptor there. But great show coverage as always. Scrapbook again. I just love that because, hey, the models I love, but the friendships I love more. Kit reviews. This is good. Most magazines that I have written kit reviews for in the past have all been actually manufacturer kits. And that's okay. But here we've got a resin kit. 67 Barracuda, and this is the notchback or the coupe. And if you remember, Amanda, her favorite all-time car to this very day was her 1969 Barracuda coupe. And I did a replica build of that using Bandit Resin, our buddy K-Dog over at Bandit Resin's, his coupe body and interior kit, and turned out absolutely great. And by the way, if you are not familiar with K-Dog's new channel, head over to K-Dog's Model Car Doghouse and check it out. Great channel, great content, really good stuff. And of course you've got your other kit reviews. This is the AMT International Tractor. Good stuff. And these kit reviews are a big help to you guys, because if you're getting into building a kit or want to get into it, if you read the review, you see the pluses and minuses of that kit, where there may be a little issue, what to expect. So you might need an extra tool or a little sheet plastic, whatever it is, but you've got a little heads up on that stuff. So great stuff. This one's on the Polar Lights Herbie. And the article actually says in here somewhere, it's perfect for all ages. If you want a TV or movie car, something to sit on the shelf, there you go. Cool little kit. And then this article that Lewis wrote on the Ree Lamborghini Contact, Guys, this thing is really a good article. And if you look at it closely, this is an outstanding build too. Really is. And again, if you're not subscribed, head over and do that. And lastly, guys, the last thing I want to touch on is the miscellaneous table. Last article in here, those wonderful 110 cameras. Well, I remember taking these little cartridge things and sticking them in the camera and click, 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 click. And usually you did get something that looked like this. The grill, as you see here, is in focus, and the rest of the car from the wheel back is out of focus. You couldn't get too close, and if you got too far away, you couldn't zoom in like you can with digital cameras or computers today. I purchased a 35 millimeter years ago, learned about field of depth, lighting, that kind of stuff, and then I started practicing. And of course, I went through a number of rolls of 35 millimeter film before I actually got it. But there's always a little bit of trial and error there. So digital cameras have taken us a long way into the future. But yeah, just using those old 110s and 35 millimeters, you could still get some pretty decent pictures out of them. But brought back a lot of memories. Great little article there too. And that is it, guys, for Auto Modeler Magazine, issue number 7, the first one of year 2. I'm excited about this article or this magazine and all that it brings to the table for us, the information and the knowledge stuff. Whether you're new to the hobby or you're a veteran, this is a great magazine and very enjoyable to read. Well, guys, that is it again for this issue. I've rambled on enough. Nothing but love for you. I will see you in the next video. God bless, guys.